We're going to be looking at our 00 pizzeria flour produced in Naples, Italy by Caputo SRL, Caputo factory that's been there for over 90 years. This pizzeria flour is used by all the best pizzerias in the world. It's used throughout Naples extensively and now all throughout the United States as well. It started with Da Michele being the #1 pizza if you go to Naples, and now it's in the United States from New York to the West Coast. This flour specifically is designed to make classic Neapolitan. Classic Neapolitan would be in a wood-burning oven somewhere between 800 to 1,000 degrees. And we're going to show you how to make this dough and how to use this in that application.
Hi, my name is Michele D'Amelio. I'm from Italy. Now I'm going to show you how you make classic Neapolitan recipe with Caputo Pizzeria 00. We're going to use it for 25 kilo of flour bag, 15 liters of cold tap water, 15 gram of fresh yeast, 750 gram of salt. Now we head to the kitchen to make the dough. Okay, we are in our kitchen now. We're gonna mix our Caputo Pizzeria. I'm gonna show you all the process step by step. First of all, we're gonna get the water, which we have 15 liters of cold tap water. Gonna drop the water. There we go. We have 15 grams of fresh yeast, which we are going to melt in the water. We put it in a mixer. Not all the bag, but half bag inside. And we start the mixer on a slower speed for 15 minutes, no more than 20 minutes. The next step is to add the salt, which we have 750 grams. We're gonna add only when I don't see any wet in the dough, because I don't want the salt go in touch with yeast and can probably affect the fermentation. We just make sure this doesn't happen. Okay, now we don't see any water in the dough, so we are going to add the salt. I'm still add the salt little by little. I don't just drop inside. So once the salt is added, we are going to add a little bit more flour. We have a little quarter of bag, so I'm gonna add a little shot. I'm doing this because I like give the time so the flour absorb all the water little by little. So we improve the gluten and we create a really strong gluten, really tender. So we give the time, little by little we're gonna build that. All right. After 15 minutes approximately to mixing, our dough is ready. We can see it's getting tight, so we build the gluten, and now we can proceed to take it out the dough from the mixer. I want to show you two options to let it ferment the dough, two types of fermentation. The direct type fermentation or the double fermentation. The difference between is with the double fermentation, we can give extra strongness, extra tight the dough, because we will take one part of the mass and let it ferment in one box for 12 hours at room temperature. And after this 12 hours, we're gonna roll the dough ball and let it ferment for another approximately 12 hours. That's called double fermentation. We're gonna have this dough, we're gonna reseed this dough in 12 hours. We will cover and let it ferment for 12 hours at room temperature. And after 12 hours, we're gonna roll it and let it stay outside for approximately another 12 hours. And the other option we're gonna do it is this dough. We're gonna take it out, put it on a bench, let it sit for about an hour, and roll it right away. We're gonna let it grow, let it ferment at the room temperature for about 8-9 hours. Once the dough starting to touch each other, we can even use the dough if it's ready, or we can refrigerate it and use it the day after. It can be used even after 24-36 hours. Okay, we take out this mass from the mixer. This is the other half. We let it sit on the bench for about an hour. We cover it, and we're gonna roll it right after. Okay, this is what looks like my Neapolitan dough after 12 hours at room temperature fermentation. So now I'm gonna divide and show you how to make dough balls from here. Okay, I'm gonna have a scale, and I start cutting a little snake of dough, no much large, because this way right here it's gonna be easy to me to create a dough balls. So I start to roll the dough. On my left hand I'm gonna drop the dough, and by eyes and a little by weight I can imagine and I can see this is about my desired size. So I'm gonna break down with my right hand, and I'm gonna wait. The suggested size, it's about 250 to 270 grams. That's about between 8 and 9 ounces of dough balls. So I just roll the dough, and I'm gonna drop it in the first corner. I'm gonna fill it up the corner first. And that's how we let it ferment our Neapolitan dough. That's gonna stay in a box for 12 hours, and we're gonna make pizza after that. Okay, this is my dough after 1 hour rest on the bench. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna divide on the desired size, 250, 270 grams, and put in a dough trays and let it ferment at room temperature about 8-10 hours. And if we are not ready to use it, we're gonna store it in a cooler, and we can use it the day after. We proceed with divide the dough ball. We take a snake of dough, we roll it until we don't get the dough balls, and we sit in a box. We let it ferment this at room temperature for 8-10 hours, and if we don't use it, we can save in the refrigerator. I'm going to show you the result after 10 hours. That's the result after 10 hours room temperature fermentation. We are ready to use this dough or to save in a cooler and use it tomorrow. Okay, this is my Neapolitan dough after 24 hours fermentation. 8 hours ferment at room temperature, the rest overnight in a cooler. And I just take it out 1 hour before you use it because I want the dough get warm. I don't want a cold dough. It's gonna be easy to stretch and not gonna burn in the oven. For the Neapolitan pizza, I'm going to use my peeled tomato, which is all peeled tomato, like you can see. This tomato, it's selected by hand and have unbelievable profiled flavor. The processed tomato for us is really simple. We put all the tomato in a food mill, and that's the result that we're gonna have. The only thing we're gonna add is a little salt. And like you can see, it's no wet tomato. It's really dense salts and give us less water on pizza, which is really important for Neapolitan pizza. Okay, we proceed to make our traditional Neapolitan pizza, which is margherita. Gonna add tomatoes, parmesan, bufala mozzarella, basil, and olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. I also recommend to use our semola. The semola, it's extra fine, will perform better to stretching the dough because will not stick around the dough ball, which when we go in the oven will not burn, not give the bad flavor of the burn of the beater. Now I'm gonna start stretching the dough balls. I'm starting from the middle. I'm gonna push out all the gas in the dough ball created from the fermentation, and from you can see all the oxygen going in the crust, and we created the cornicione. One movement from the bottom to the top, easy, without any movement on the side. Just press down. And I give a little twist to make the pie round. Okay, once I reach this size, I will proceed with add the tomato. 1 spoon of tomato. I'm gonna gently move from the middle on the edges without go out from the crust. I get basil, parmesan, and our bufala mozzarella. And olive oil. When we're moving the pizza on the peel, we do a simple movement. We slide the pizza on the peel and we try to reach all the sides of the peel. So we're going to make a round, nice pizza. There we go. Our margherita pizza is ready.